Welcome. It's Thursday, 7th May 2020, and welcome to the Mass Breathers Morning Show. Good morning. We have a lovely show for you today. Of course, always a jam-packed show, and I want to say thank you for coming and joining us here today. Today, we're going to be showcasing a new feature as well, which is called Coffee and Cardio, and I'm going to be joined by Body by OJ, who's going to be doing that segment. We're also going to be interviewing IFBB Pro Rosie. Yeah, Rosie Ann Warrington. We're gonna be speaking with her today as well, and we're also gonna be taking a look into some newspapers and giving you some entertainment news and so on and so forth. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Kenny T. I'll be with you up until 10 o'clock. Of course, welcome to the Mass Breathers Morning Show. Let's go take a commercial break, and then we're gonna get back and take a look at what's happening in the papers across Antigua.
Hey neighbor, what's up?
Hey man, Karen's complaining about the noise. I'm gonna need you to turn down the music a little bit. Oh, Shack! Is that the new Radio Shack self-powered wireless speaker system? That subwoofer looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that the 4-channel mixer with the built-in SD card reader?
Yeah, it's pretty...
Oh my Shack! You got the battery-operated 12-inch PA speaker as well?
Well, Radio Shack is my go-to place for all my DJ and audio gear, with the best prices in town.
Awesome! And is that a Bluetooth... Wait... DJ Kenny, are you having a party? How come we weren't invited?
Visit Radio Shack today for all your audio needs.
That workout was intense. Let's grab some water.
No prob. I'll go get it. Here you go, Jess.
Think you said you were going to get water.
So, what's this?
I need a water that is just as good as that workout.
Okay.
I only drink Oasis water because it's the most trusted brand and the only locally produced water that is internationally certified.
Wait, a big thing's that?
Yeah, it's the only water that tests in their own lab at Dunbar's and sent to Canada for further testing.
So you would tell me Oasis have a Canadian visa and me not have none yet?
All I'm saying, trust the brand. It's so good, it's asked for by name.
So, what am I to do with this water, yeah?
Well, you can go home and throw them in your iron.
Oasis Water, a product of the Antigua Distillery and distributed island-wide by Premier Beverages.
Subway for you, Subway for me. Subway, Reckless Street is open for delivery and curbside pickup orders only. So go to the Quick Serve website or download the app for delivery orders. Or call us at 562-5539 or 562-5639 to place your orders for curbside pickup at Subway. We are here for you.
Subway for you. Subway for me. Hey, welcome back. Of course, it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show. My name is Kenny D. I'll be with you up until 10 o'clock. And our first feature we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's happening in terms of the newspapers across Antigua and Barbuda. So we're going to take a look at the Daily Observer. It's a different paper today. I'm not sure if this is, it has to be a special paper. Their whole scheme and color scheme for the paper is different today. So I'm not sure why, but it's different. All right, so in this paper, it says barbers, hairdressers, and nail salons to reopen Monday. That's going to be a story in page 3. And probe launched into alleged beating of inmate by prison officers. That's going to be a story in page 4. I think we touched on this story here with the 1 year on missing woman's family clings to hope. She'll be found. We spoke about that yesterday in the Point Express paper. And sargassum woes. Okay, so that's a bit of some things we're going to look at this morning. Okay, some things we're going to definitely look at this morning. Let me just share one more thing here before we get into that. Let me make myself let me just share one more thing here. All right, so people, I'm encouraging you to share the live, get the live going. Let's get the live shared. I just want to make one little update before we get fully into people share the live. Come on, let's get it going. And we're going to get into the articles in the paper in just a second. I just want to make one more post and then we can get into all of that. All right. Boom. Okay. All right. All right. So let's take a look. Let's go back and take a look at what's happening with the Daily Observer this morning. Barbers, hairdressers, and nail salons to reopen. All right. Now, this is a story by Teresa Goodwin. Government has announced further relaxation of lockdown restrictions allowing barbers, hairdressers, and nail technicians to reopen for business from Monday, and that's going to be Monday coming. The 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. curfew window will remain in effect for at least one more week, government said last night. These small business owners will be required to adhere to strict safety measures to contain the spread of COVID-19, including wearing of face masks by both operators and clients. It's going to be interesting for clients to wear face masks. Oh, anyhow. Another significant declaration was plans to soon reopen churches on Saturdays and Sundays for services, while details are yet to be finalized. Cabinet said members of a single household will be able to sit together, but all worshippers must wear masks and a space of 2 pews be maintained between household clusters. Okay. Churchgoers will also be required to wear masks while driving to church service. Where churches are too small to keep attendees 6 feet apart, religious leaders should consider holding multiple services throughout the day, Cabinet said. Now, for social gatherings are still limited to 2 people, and no more than 2 should be in a vehicle at any one time. Information Minister Melford Nicholas emphasized these points when he spoke to reporters at the weekly post-cabinet press conference last night. He also explained that discussions on guidelines for religious organizations will continue in the coming weeks, confirming churches remain closed until at least mid-May. While we have signaled an intent to relax those regulations, we will still want to have discussions with the church groups in terms of how best to resume standards. There are intentions to relax, but still must have those conversations, Nicholas said. All right. So people, if you want to get more on this, because there's more to it, you can go to the Daily Observer and check it out and get some more information there on that. All right. We're going to continue on to page 4. Just going to give you a few articles from this paper. Probe launch into alleged beating of inmate by prison officers. Okay. The circulation of disturbing photographs of an inmate who was allegedly beaten by several prison officers at Her Majesty's Prison last month has forced authorities to launch 2 separate investigations. Prison Superintendent Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Phillip told Observer yesterday that officials are probing allegations that former police constable Joseph Peters, locked up for demanding with menace in December 2017, was beaten by guards. They are also looking into additional reports of Peters being involved in a fight at the penal institution. Phillip said information from both incidents will form part of a wider investigation. The ex-police officer allegedly beaten by several prison guards in the presence of a senior officer on the 28th of April. Photographs sent to Observer show the inmate with bruises under the left side of his eye and other parts of his face, as well as a crooked nose. Yep, you can see he has a crooked nose. That's a picture of him there, for those who are watching. Peters is being represented by attorney Wendell Robinson, who said the matter was brought to his attention by the inmate's wife. According to Robinson, Peters was badly beaten to the point that his nose was either broken or fractured following an allegation that Peters had breached prison rules. You know, it's interesting that it's a former police constable. I wouldn't have thought that if this happened, it would have happened to a former police constable. Now, we touched on this story yesterday in another paper in the Point Express, so I'm not going to spend any time with it today. Let's move on and get to this other story. This is going to be the last one we're going to touch on for the morning, and then we got an awesome new feature we're going to jump into, so look out for that. So, Sargassum invades Antiguan beaches. That's the headline for the story. Stinking sargassum seaweed is once again carpeting some of Antigua's most cherished beaches, repelling bathers and putting critically endangered wildlife at risk. Much of Prize Rendezvous Bay was yesterday covered with a thick mat of the brown algae, to the dismay of swimmers celebrating this week's reopening of beaches, which has been a no-go zone for more than a month. Environmentalists say satellite images reveal almost 6 million tons of sargassum are currently afloat in the region, and favorable conditions for growth means they are bracing themselves for a deluge this summer. Blooms are particularly prevalent in the south of the island, including around the Nelson's Dockyard National Park. In addition to being unsightly and emitting a stench as it decomposes, the seaweed poses a threat to marine life such as sea turtles. That's frustrating for members of the environmental awareness group, who has decided or dedicated many years to protecting the country's critically endangered hawksbill turtles. All right, guys. So we're going to go take a very short pause for a cause. And then right after that, we're going to be joined by OJ, Body by OJ, for a feature we are calling Coffee and Cardio. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can say good morning to her quickly before we go into it. OJ, just saying good morning. We're not ready just yet.
Hey.
We're not ready just yet. We're gonna go take a commercial break. We're good. I'm gonna go take a commercial break, and right after we're gonna join you, okay? All right, so that's OJ there.
Okay.
Folks.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so folks, stay tuned in. Of course, you know it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show. More after this commercial break.
Hey neighbor, what's up?
Hey man, Karen's complaining about the noise. I'm gonna need you to turn down the music a little bit. Oh, Shaq! Is that the new Radio Shack self-powered wireless speaker system? That subwoofer looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that the 4-channel mixer with the built-in SD card reader?
Yeah, it's pretty...
Oh my, Shaq! You got the battery-operated 12-inch PA speaker as well?
Well, Radio Shack is my go-to place for all my DJ and audio gear, with the best prices in town.
Awesome! And is that a Bluetooth... Wait, DJ Kenny, are you having a party? How come we weren't invited?
Visit Radio Shack today for all your audio needs.
That workout was intense. Let's grab some water.
No prob. I'll go get it. Here you go, Jess.
Think you said you were going to get water.
So, what's this?
I need a water that is just as good as that workout.
Okay.
I only drink Oasis water because it's the most trusted brand and the only locally produced water that is internationally certified.
Wait, a big thing's that?
Yeah, it's the only water that tests in their own lab at Dunbar's and sent to Canada for further testing.
So you would tell me Oasis have a Canadian visa and me not have none yet?
All I'm saying, trust the brand. It's so good, it's asked for by name.
So, what am I to do with this water, yeah?
Well, you can go home and throw them in your iron.
Oasis Water, a product of the Antigua Distillery and distributed island-wide by Premier Beverages.
Subway for you, Subway for me. Subway Reckless Street is open for delivery and curbside pickup orders only. So go to the Quick Serve website or download the app for delivery orders. Or call us at 562-5539 or 562-5639 to place your orders for curbside pickup at Subway. We are here for you.
Subway for you. Subway for me. Welcome back. Of course, you know it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show here with yours truly, Kenny D. We're supposed to be linking up with OJ. She just lost connection there, it would seem like. So we're gonna wait for her to get back on while so tell you what I'll do is I'm just gonna quickly maybe read one more article for you coming out of the Daily Observer, and then we're gonna wait for her to get back on here. So let's take a look at this. Villa family extend a helping hand to community. All right, to alleviate the burden placed on families due to unemployment and financial constraints as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, the Shaw family of Amy Bayer Street Villa has launched an initiative to assist struggling members in their community. All right, tell you what, let's stick up in there. We're going to be joined by OJ now. Let's see if we can get her there. OJ, good morning.
Good morning. Okay,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yes. So it's all about coffee and cardio. I've had my coffee here. So it's time for us to get some cardio in. Now you're going to be showcasing a little bit of cardio, HIIT cardio routine this morning, right?
I'm gonna put together some HIIT workout.
Uh-huh.
Not too much cardio, not too vigorous workout. So we're just gonna get started. 30 seconds, 10 seconds rest.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go through each exercise.
Okay, so you need me to give you a 30-second counter and then we break for 10 seconds?
Correct.
Okay, all right. I can do that. That's definitely possible. Okay. So let us get it going now. So we're going to start with the 30 seconds. The 30 seconds starts now.
We're going to start with a windmill to warm up and stretch. So you're going to put your hands out, reach for the opposite leg, side to side. Remember to breathe. Keep that core nice and tight for me. So 30 seconds, we're warming up and stretching at the same time. So remember to breathe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, 30 seconds.
You want to keep moving during those 10 seconds. Keep the heart rate up. Remember to breathe. Then we're going to go into some squat.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Remember, you don't want your knees going over your toes. When you come up, squeeze your glute and breathe. Go as low as possible. Squeeze those glutes. You can take your time. No need to rush. At home workout. And wherever you
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Beautiful. Thank you. We're going to go into some lunges now.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
You're alternating. Keep your back straight. And remember to breathe. I love the lunges. Awesome for the leg. Really love them. We're going to go into some plyo lunge later. So
3, 2, 1, rest.
Good. Everybody's always asking for leg workout. So I'm going to give you, you're going to go into those plyo lunges now.
3, 2, 1, go.
Next. You just hop in, jump in, switching legs. Oh, I'm losing my balance here. Nice. That's it. I love that hashtag. That's it. You have to get a t-shirt that says, that's it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. All right.
Good job. Why are you not joining me? Come on.
Oh, well, okay. I will next week. 4, 3, 2, 1.
In and out of thighs. Keep that core nice and tight. Also helps with core balance. So just breathe. Down nice and slow. Don't rush it. You're working your obliques.
5,
movement
4,
as well.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
I think yeah, so I think we have time to do one more leg. So let's do the other leg now. Let's get that. Go.
Get it? That's it. Bring it up. Down nice and slow.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So there we have it. So we got a couple of different workouts in there in roughly about 5 minutes. How can people get in contact with you if they want training advice, tips, and so on and so forth?
You can find me on Facebook, Body by OJ, or Instagram, Body by OJ.
Okay.
So you can send me a message. Let me know what's happening. If you enjoyed it. I'm sweating. I shit you not.
That's what it's all about.
So you're definitely burning calories.
All right.
Definitely burning calories.
Thank you so much, OJ. We're going to be back with you again next week, Thursday. Of course, it's about this feature called Coffee and Cardio. Thank you once again. All right.
Thanks, Kenny. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. We're going to go take a commercial break here. We're going to go take a very short pause for a cause. When we come back, I have my very special guest with me. She's already logged in. We're just going to wait. We're just going to give her a chance before we get live with her. I've wanted to interview my next guest since about 2016, and it never happened. So I'm glad it's happening on my platform here now. We'll be right back. Stay tuned in. It's the Mass Breathers Morning Show.
Hey neighbor, what's up?
Hey man, Karen's complaining about the noise. I'm gonna need you to turn down the music a little bit. Oh, Shaq! Is that the new Radio Shack self-powered wireless speaker system? That subwoofer looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that the 4-channel mixer with the built-in SD card reader?
Yeah, it's pretty...
Oh my Shaq! You got the battery-operated 12-inch PA speaker as well?
Well, Radio Shack is my go-to place for all my DJ and audio gear with the best prices in town.
Awesome! And is that a Bluetooth... Wait, DJ Kenny, are you having a party? How come we weren't invited?
Visit Radio Shack today for all your audio needs.
That workout was intense. Let's grab some water.
No prob. I'll go get it. Here you go, Jess.
Think you said you were going to get water.
So, what's this?
I need a water that is just as good as that workout.
Okay.
I only drink Oasis water because it's the most trusted brand and the only locally produced water that is internationally certified.
Wait, a big thing's that?
Yeah, it's the only water that tests in their own lab at Dunbar's and sent to Canada for further testing.
So you would tell me Oasis have a Canadian visa and me not have none yet?
All I'm saying, trust the brand. It's so good, it's asked for by name.
So, what am I to do with this water, yeah?
Well, you can go home and throw me in your iron.
Oasis Water, a product of the Antigua Distillery and distributed island-wide by Premier Beverages.
Subway for you, Subway for me. Subway Reckless Street is open for delivery and curbside pickup orders only. So go to the Quick Serve website or download the app for delivery orders. Or call us at 562-5539 or 562-5639 to place your orders for curbside pickup at Subway. We are here for you. Subway for you. Subway for me.
Well, welcome back. Of course, it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show right here with yours truly, Kenny D. I have a very special guest in the studio right now, and it's been a while that I was trying to get to interview her. As a matter of fact, I think the first time I tried to reach out to her was in 2016. I think this was just, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably just when she turned pro, or maybe just before she turned pro. And if that's any indication to who I'm speaking with, you should know. Let's welcome right now none other than Rosie Ann Warrington, aka Pint Size Awesome, aka Rosie, Antigua's first IFBB pro. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm really good.
All right. So I just want to welcome you to the Mass Breathers Morning Show this morning, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit. Now, Rosie, I knew of you somewhat before the bodybuilding. All right. You were into sports. Tell us about what was life like before bodybuilding.
It was kind of pretty much the same. I run track and field. I started when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
I ran I run of course, for my house, Price the King, Greenhouse. And from there, I got a scholarship. I competed regionally for Antigua. I got a scholarship through the Wing Sports Club. And then I got injured. So, but all this time, I'm training twice a day. I wake up in the morning, I do my morning training. It was usually hill sprints because I'm a distance runner.
Okay.
And my screen just went black. Okay. I'm a distance runner. So we'd have hill sprints in the morning. And in the afternoon, we'd be on the track most of the time, or we'd just be on the road, or sometimes see the valley running more hills.
Okay. So you were a distance runner. So you were you're talking like 800 meters and up?
800, 1500, and cross country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got injured, you know. So what happened after
So I
the
lost
injury?
my scholarship pretty much when I got injured while I was away.
Okay. So then what happened after that? After the injury?
I came home and I was adamant I was going to rehab myself, get back into running because I love running. Even though I can't as much as I used to because it just it's the old injuries just right back up. But I decided that I was going to come rehab myself and try to get my scholarship back because I was doing really well for the school. But it was just not going as planned. And between Steve Daly and Scott Potter, and at the time, the president of the Bodybuilding Association, I worked in his restaurants part-time. And they were stressing my life out to compete. And I'm a shy person. I thought about it and I was like, nope, it's not going to happen. So I think maybe 2 years in, I was like, you know what, I'll do it. I will do it. Because that is when Figure had just came out and I didn't have to look like a bodybuilder, which I've never really pretty much been interested in. But the figure look, it was me. So I said, okay, I'll do it.
So you've always sort of been in the gym, albeit training for athletics. So it wasn't much of a big transition to get you to do it for. Okay. So what year was this?
That pretty much changed was my diet. That was in 2004. My first competition. That's actually the first year for Figure in Antigua. That's when they introduced it.
Okay. And how did you do in that competition?
I won.
You won. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Round of applause.
Thank you. The next show was regionals. I don't think they do regionals like that anymore, but and that was in Grenada. I won again.
So at what point in time, did you say to yourself, you know what, I can probably make a career out of this. I can probably try to pursue that. Because I don't think, I don't know. Was it a thought when you won that first competition, or you just said, so when did you start saying to yourself, you know what, I can probably make this a career?
I wasn't chosen for the 2004 CAC team, but I was still training. And during that span, I've not always been the healthiest, which is one of the other reasons I'm always in the gym, trying to keep my body in shape, trying to keep everything fine. And then I just realized I loved it. I really, really loved it. The training is very different from when you're running track. Because I'm sorry, bodybuilding is life, but when you finish from training for track, you're dead. You just lie there on the track, you're just dead. I have not had that with bodybuilding. I can get up, I can go, I can enjoy life. But after track, you literally just burnt out and dead. So some days I do miss that feeling, but it's easier on my body to do bodybuilding.
Okay.
So I figured, okay, I can't go back to track. I have this. Okay. It's a little bit easier. I can pace myself. Granted, it took me 7 years again to get back on stage in 2011. But during that time.
So you didn't go back, you didn't compete again between 2004 to 2011?
No, it was between accidents. I'm very clumsy, between accidents and just not being well.
Okay.
Sometimes it would be the month before the show. I'm dieting, I'm training, the month before the show, something would happen and wow.
So did that become a deterrent to you, the fact that you weren't able, because for whatever reasons you couldn't compete and so on? Did at any point in time they say, you know what, I'm just going to give this up?
I'm not going to lie. Before, are you speaking before I got back on stage in 2011?
Yeah, before you got back on stage in 2011. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It
So
just fueled the fire a little bit more harder.
Where were you training? What gym were you training at during this time?
Paradise Fitness.
Paradise Fitness. Paradise Fitness.
Yeah.
They're not around anymore, are they?
No. I was with them basically until they closed.
Okay. Okay. So you were at Paradise Fitness. So in 2011, you got back on the stage. What class were you in 2011?
Still in figure.
Figure.
Still in figure.
So help me out. For the benefit of folks who may not know what the class is, or how do you qualify for a class? What is figure? What is the figure class? How do you qualify for that class?
Okay, let me start from the most ripped, I'm gonna say. There's women's bodybuilding, which is, it's very much like men's bodybuilding. They're big, there's a lot of muscle, and there's a lot of muscle separation and striations.
Okay.
Then there's women's physique. It's a much smaller, it's more like classic physique, a smaller package, and it's very symmetrical.
Okay.
It is just about the same level of conditioning as women's bodybuilding. They're just not as huge.
Okay.
Then there's figure.
Okay.
Which again, it's just another taper down. We're not supposed to be as striated or as dry as women's bodybuilding or women's physique. Okay.
And is there a class under that?
Yes. Right now there is wellness.
Okay.
Bikini wellness, and then it is, the best way I can describe it is an upgrade from bikini, which they're not looking for a lot of muscle mass. They're looking for a body that's in shape. That's bikini, that's in shape, and you can see that you go into the gym.
Okay.
You're not looking for a lot of muscle separation. You're not looking for a lot of that. In wellness, though, because of some of the athletes are more dominant in their legs, and especially for females, seems we can get some bigger legs. But the upper body just won't grow. So it was more or less a segment that was made for that particular athletic body type.
Is there a weight limit to these classes?
No. The only weight limit is if I recall correctly, it's in women's physique and women bodybuilding.
Okay. All right. So
on an amateur level, it is a height class for bikini, wellness, and figure, with no weight.
Oh, there's a height class. So you competed in physique again in 2011. How did that go at that time?
Oh, I won that. I won the class, and then that year I got chosen to go to CAC. I came a staggering 7th. It was a wake-up call because I got there and I was so small in comparison to everybody else. I remember sitting backstage at prejudging, and I'm like, why am I here? Everybody's so huge. But I'm not too disappointed with my placing, because it's the top 6 that goes to finals.
Right.
I keep 7th. Could have been much worse.
Agreed. All right.
And I made an impression of the judges, so I'm happy about that.
So did that spark a fire under you to say, I need to get bigger, I need to improve? What happened then?
It just takes me losing to just go insane. I'm working out hard and eating cleaner. And the next year I did not compete. Just prior to nationals, I had a fall. Okay. I fell, and when you fall and you're gonna reach out.
Yes.
I reached out, I fell on my hand, and it was extended, so my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder just were not happy.
You had a cast on during that time, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing you with a cast on at some point in time. It was a foot cast?
None. Thankfully, I have not broken anything. I'm not needing the cast.
Okay. So you got back into the swing of things. I want to find out something though. What is a typical diet for you right now?
Right now, because of the class and demands of the class, like on the amateur circuit, especially in the CAC region, they've been always asking for us to look fuller, more fuller muscle bellies. That's what they call it.
Okay.
And you look a little bit more feminine. On the pro circuit now, we need to look like borderline women's physique competitors. So we're looking really dry, really hard.
Okay.
And again, because I have because of my diet restrictions throughout the year for health reasons, I'm basically following a bodybuilder's diet throughout.
Okay.
So it's not much of a change for me. For me, in like when people tell you the off season, they have an off season, prep, and then peak week. For me, it's always prep and
that is probably a good thing, because yo-yo dieting is never a good idea, regardless of whatever.
It's not good on your body.
Right. So,
but currently, like breakfast is my first meal is a protein shake, just whey and a natural peanut butter. My second meal is three egg whites, 1 whole egg, and around 2 ounces of potatoes. My third meal is another protein shake. Basically, it is the same as the first, whey and peanut butter. I could have some blueberries or something in there. But I usually just toss the whey and peanut butter. And my third meal is either fish or chicken. And again, potatoes or around 100, 120 grams of white rice.
Okay. So you eat what, 4 or 5 meals a day, 6 meals a day?
6 meals, yeah.
6 meals.
And it basically rotates like that. A protein shake, a meal, a protein shake, a meal.
Okay. How much calories would you probably say you take in daily in terms of your food?
Currently, 1,500.
1,500?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you got back on the scene in 2013 after not competing in 2012.
11.
Yes. So what happened then?
I actually, when I did not compete at nationals in 2012, but I ended up doing the Tortura Classic, which is further down in the year. I think it was December. So it wasn't that I didn't compete, I just didn't do nationals that year. Okay. Yeah, so I did that in December. I won that show, and in the same figure class, I did nationals in 2013. And let me see, I came second. I got second at CAC in my height class as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were seeing that you were getting there. You were getting closer to the top of that. So tell us about 2014 now, because 2014 is pretty much when everything changed, right?
15.
2015. So tell us about that year.
My high class, and I just barely missed it for winning the overall in my class.
Okay. So at the start of 2015, did you think that this would be the year that I'm going to go pro?
Honestly, it was either pro or bust, because I couldn't get enough sponsors. That's always a hard part, getting the sponsors, getting the tickets and stuff like that. So you know what? I will continue this lifestyle. I love it. I love going to the gym. I love the diets. But as much as I love competing, the swimsuits are expensive. Everything about the sport is expensive. You really have to love it. It's a lovely sport. It's very subjective. You have to have thick skin, but it's an expensive sport.
So let me ask a question. Let me throw something out there. So what is the biggest difference between amateur and when you become pro?
It's basically well, for me, because I'm an IFBB pro athlete, most of my shows are in either the States. There are few scattered in Europe and South America, but most of them are in the States. I have no regional shows. Okay. The closest show I have one.
So you can't compete anymore at the local level for the local shows and so on. Okay.
Or any of the original tournaments, nothing like that. Right now, like the elite athletes, most of the regional invitationals have turned into elite pro qualifiers. Okay. And there's an elite pro show attached to it. So the elite pros can still compete regionally and do fairly well. But I have to fly international to the States, and we're not. Okay.
All right. So the year you turned pro, take us through that. What was the competition you did in Antigua? What happened next? And what was the qualification that would have made you get that pro card?
I competed locally. I can't remember how it was. It was one of the biggest shows. I was so happy. I love having a packed stage. I love being compared to a lot of people. I don't like being on stage. There's like 2 or 3 girls. So I love competition. The more people are, especially if they're really in shape, the more hyped I get. It just feels better winning a show like that. So I won nationals. I think it was 12 of us at the time, but that's through all the classes. I think short class only had 3 people or 4. I got CAC was in the Bahamas. I can't remember how big the team was, but we had a real good team that year. And short class had 15 people, I believe.
Okay.
So I had to win that class. I don't think the audience thought I was the favorite because there's this other girl that was looking really decent, but she was borderline women's physique. So she was too hard and too dry.
Right.
Yeah. So at the end, I ended up winning short class, and then we had to. I think there were 4 or 5 other classes. So in total, it was 5 classes. Other than my short class, I had to win the overall against the winner of all of those classes.
And that's what would have given you the pro card.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now you turned pro. You actually Antigua's first ever IFBB pro. I'm not sure across the region. Are there many people from the Caribbean who have pro cards?
I wouldn't say that they've had because obviously every year there's a winner from each class getting a pro card. Well, the thing is, other than winning your class, back then you had to have 15 or more in your class. Because after you qualify, you didn't just win the pro card. You'd be eligible for it. You'd have to fill in a form. They'd have to check how many people were in your class, what it was about, and that is when you would be awarded the pro card. So I won the competition in 2015. I did not get my card until I think early 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what was the first competition you entered after winning the pro card?
The Arizona Pro. That was in August in 2016. Yes.
Okay. And what was that like? What was the difference between the amateur competitions now and the pro competitions?
Well, and when you're pro now, I'm not sure about the elite, but on our end of the spectrum, it's an open class. There's no high class anymore. You're competing against girls that are just, I can't stage and sometimes it's like, because I'm 5'1", I'm a tiny person.
Right. That could be an advantage and a disadvantage sometimes.
Yes. Because on my end, we're a little bit shorter, so we're a little bit more symmetrical.
Right. Okay.
So it kind of works out, and our muscles get a little bit bigger and fuller sometimes.
Okay.
But other than that, it was to see the level of conditioning. I was the one that took myself more or less through that prep process because I couldn't afford a coach at that time.
Okay.
I took myself through that process, but it was all right. I got there, everything was fine. My body was still looking good, and for the pre-judging, it was so cold. My body does not do well in the cold. We're in a casino, and it was so cold. I got on stage and I couldn't squeeze my muscles. I got backstage and I just wanted to cry because I'm like, all this work, all this effort, and I can't squeeze my muscles. Even some of the other girls that were from the States were even saying they need to turn. So actually for the finals, they actually turned it down a little bit. When I look at my semifinals and finals pictures, it's like day and night.
Oh, wow.
But most of the judging is done at the very first show.
Okay. All right. So do you remember how you did on that show? Did on that? It sounds like a sore topic. Okay, let's leave it alone then. I
came this magical number called 16. Since I started on the pro circuit, I have hated that number, 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your best results since going pro at any competition?
6th place.
6. Okay, that's top 10. That's very good. That's very good. And you see what people need to understand as well is, sorry. These shows are all pro shows. You're not talking about you're going up against the best in the world at what they do in these shows. So anybody being able to crack the top 10, it's truly an amazing feat. All right. So are you, with everything happening with COVID-19 and the lockdown and isolation across the world, were you preparing for any shows before this whole lockdown situation came into place? What were you preparing?
Yes. I was actually preparing for the Pittsburgh Pro as well as the New York Pro because they're right next to each other.
Okay.
They were close together in terms of location and in terms of date. So I'm like,
Okay.
if I can do one, I might as well just stay there and do the other one.
Do the other. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then
Does-
it's gonna happen and the world shut down.
Well, let me ask you something. With getting a pro card, right, and being able to do these shows, does it help with you getting certain, you know, visa waivers or things like that to work? Because I mean, if you're competing, you're pretty much working there. How does that? Is that process difficult? Did you need any help with getting?
No, it's the same visa type that we get in visitors visas.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Sounds good. So what's next now then? You know, after this lockdown, were you still able to train or do any working out during this time?
Well, because whenever I could travel and compete, I have my resistance bands with me because in the hotel, sometimes the gyms are not fully equipped with everything I need. So although I'd be using the hotel gyms, I'd still have my bands, and even backstage I'm using my resistance bands. So that's what I've been getting very, very creative.
Wow.
My meal bag has turned into a bag of rocks, so I can have some weights while I squat and do this.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You got to get creative you have goals. You have to find a way to make them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay. Well, of course, Rosie, it's definitely a pleasure speaking with you. Now, where do you train now? Do you offer training for other persons? If somebody wants to get in contact with you, how can they do so if they want to solicit your services?
Well, they can find me on either Facebook or Instagram, either Rosie Warrington, and you will find me, or Pint Sized Awesome, you will find me on both of them. Or my number is free to give at Extreme Health and Fitness and Athletic Club. Those are the two main places I train persons at. Or you can email me. My email address is rosian.warrington@gmail, or my number is 464-9881.
Okay. We need to see you have a YouTube page, Rosie. I'd love to see your content with your training. I'd love you to be able to capture your going to different competitions. Hey, hopefully sometime in the future we can get that. I would, because I follow quite a few IFBB pros on YouTube, right? I follow people like Greg Doucette. I follow, you know, a couple of different people who are IFBB pros, and I don't necessarily like following the huge mass monsters, because I like to follow the persons who are, you know, the 195 weight class and the, you know, just on the 200-pound weight class and so on, in terms of the men, right? Because I think that's more attainable for most people. I mean, it's probably not attainable for most people, but it's more attainable for most people, right? Being the big mass monsters, although I respect those guys, they're cool, but I tend to follow persons like even like Greg Doucette, coach, different sort of
something that's more attainable.
Yes. So I would love to see a YouTube page with you. You know, just the other day, and I know this is a different sport in its entirety, because I do follow powerlifting and strongman as well. Just the other day, Thor, the mountain from Game of Thrones, he just deadlifted 501 kg, which is the world record, which is 1,104 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So, and those guys, they're very big on social media. They're very big on YouTube, and they put all that stuff out there. I would love to see that from you one day. No pressure. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I've even tried to do it. Try to record some videos. My problem is that because of the time I'm usually at the gym, because of my schedule, there's always people, and and they don't want to be. I'm like, okay, can I just get 2 minutes to record this real quick? So it's very hard sometimes to always get the content.
Yeah.
Because of that.
And the content can be anything. And the content doesn't necessarily even have to be you working out all the time. Although you working out is good. The content could just be you going through your day, you preparing for a competition, you on the plane.
Show, actually.
You know what I'm saying? The content can be that. I would tell you what, if you can invest in a couple of little GoPros that can mount in different places, get a nice little a good camera phone that can you can mount somewhere that can get a close-up view. And I don't know, I would love to see it though. I've been following your progress with what you're doing on Instagram, and Instagram is cool, but I want that full length 10, 15 minute videos that you can get from YouTube and so on. I want to see that. I love to see that. All right. Rosie, thank you so much for joining me here. It's definitely been a pleasure. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to interview you since 2016. Since 2016.
When you messaged me and said that, I was like, did I cancel on something? I
don't even remember what happened. I think it was probably a situation where I didn't get the go-ahead from where I was. Maybe because something came up that was probably would have made more commercial money or sense or whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. Because I wanted to talk to you. I think you had just turned pro. And I wanted to sit down with you and talk about that. I think you had just turned pro at the time. Now, we here in Antigua, we have one more IFBB pro that made it, which is my old schoolmate, Bernard Percival. Do you see any other persons out there that, you know, gets your attention, do you think has the potential to go pro?
Well, actually, I do. But we actually, I think we have 6 more pros, actually.
We do? I didn't even know that. Wow. We do.
It's they are IFBB elite pros. They are
okay.
It's different from where I am. I'm the only pro league athlete.
Okay.
But it's Bernard Percival, Kimberly Percival, Michelle Seaforth, Leanna Carrington, Sharonda Brathwaite, and Elvis Bailey.
Okay, that's what's up. Yes. You know who I'm look. There's one particular person that I'm so much impressed with her determination, and I don't know if there's something she wants to do, but I hope that if she does do it and she takes it there, Rochelle Kirby, you know her?
That's my girl. Yeah, I train her.
Yeah, I would love to see her get to that level as well.
She's definitely she has the will, she has the drive. She trains very hard, and if I say, Rochelle, this is what I want you to do, Rochelle, she just goes and she does it.
Yeah. So hopefully
she knows what she wants. She knows that, you know what, this is what we both want for her.
Right.
So she's going for it.
So I'm going to try to speak it into existence. Rochelle Kirby is going to be the next person to get a pro card in Antigua. Let's just put it out there in the open.
It's going to happen. It is going to happen.
Yeah. Thank you so much once again. And
thank you for having me.
Of course, it's been my pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing more from you in the future. Let's get that YouTube page going, because
I can do what I can to make it happen.
All right then. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say to your fans or anybody out there before you go?
To everyone that supported me, I just want to say thank you, because I have some real amazing fans. They are so supportive. They're always in my inbox. I have one, especially if I'm having a down day. It's like they can tell from the fact that I'm not posting. I'll get messages. Rosie, if I don't post for a few days, Rosie, are you okay? Is everything fine? I have a real good support team at home also. My family has always been very supportive and always pushed me to be the very best, especially with sports. Now, I know some athletes who do not have that support from their family. It's always a fight and a struggle. I never had that problem. I have the most awesome, amazing family. The support is amazing, yeah.
All right.
So
well, thank you.
I just want to say thank you to everybody.
All right. Well, thank you once again. And again, we're looking forward to seeing some amazing things from you, okay?
Can I have 1 more second?
Go ahead, of course.
My sponsors.
Go ahead, of course. Go ahead.
My sponsor, Big Banana, have been with me from the very, very start, when there was like no one looking to sponsor me. They approached me. So the Big Banana Holding Company, Soothing Touch, massages, and bounce back therapies. My physiotherapist, Peter Stout, and I can't remember the name of his company, but Colin Jenkins.
Yes, Colin John Jenkins. Yes.
Yes. Those are my sponsors, and I just want to tell them thank you so much, especially Colin. He met me for the first time, and he's like, you know what? I like what you're doing. I love you. I love your personality. I love everything. I'm going to support you. And lo and behold, he met me one day. I can't remember when it was. He's like, "Are you ready?" I totally forgot. And he right then and there, he lived up to his word, and I can't say anymore. I am just so thankful and grateful for him, and he's such a sweetheart.
Big up to Colin John Jenkins right there, man. All right, once again, Rosie, thank you. And somewhere down the road, we're gonna have a conversation here again, and I want to keep track in your career.
Hopefully, it's when I get qualified to go to Olympia.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just talk about that for a little. Let's talk about that for a little bit, because Olympia is the pinnacle of bodybuilding.
Yeah, the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, they call it.
Yes. Chris Bumstead is the male Olympia champion, I think, or he was the champion. Okay, and he is in classic physique, right?
Yes.
And then there's the open men's physique, which is the biggest of the biggest guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And between the two, there's the 212 division.
Okay.
It's bodybuilding, but the cap of the weight limit is 212. 212.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you're looking to compete at Olympia.
Yes.
How do you qualify for it?
I got to win a show. For figure, you have to win a show.
Okay.
For figure and figure classic physique. And both of the bodybuilding classes, you have to win a show.
Okay.
Because they just aren't that many shows throughout the year. Okay. For bikini wellness, I'm not sure about wellness because it's really new to us.
Mm-hmm. So
bikini wellness, I'm putting it in there, and men's physique, because there are so many shows every weekend.
Yeah.
It's just it would be too many athletes. So those divisions are actually qualified by points.
Okay.
The top 5 from Olympia the year before immediately qualifying, and the top 10 actually, I think it is it 10 or 20? I think it's the top 20 in points go to Olympia.
Okay, so you're looking to win your next show,
yes.
Hopefully to qualify for Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's speak it into existence. Rosie's gonna make it to Olympia. Definitely. Thank you once again.
The first Olympian. That is the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people outside, people who are watching, understand how big this is. This is the biggest platform for bodybuilding in the world. We're not talking about some run-of-the-mill show. This is the best of the best athletes competing on that stage.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna see you there. Definitely. So Rosie, thank you once again. I know you may have some training to do. Hopefully the gyms are open back up maybe next month so people can go and work out again. Hopefully. We'll see.
I think I may be the very first day. I may be camping outside. There's just because of my goals, there's just so much I can do with resistance bands and getting creative at home.
Yeah. You know, the persons who have their little home gyms and so on, kudos to them. You know, it makes you wonder if you know, kudos to them. But yeah, it's been a tough 2 months.
It's been crazy, and some days when I'm sending progress pictures to my coach, I look at the pictures and I'm like, I was so ready before this thing started. And I find I haven't lost any weight or anything, but I'm like, I just look like a different person. I know it's all my diet because eased off my diet a little bit, so I have more room to play, because no one knows when everything's opening back up.
Right.
So he's like, let's not stress your body. Let's give you more food to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say no. I love food.
Right.
Yeah, but and all the salty goodness, all the good stuff. It's not all the good stuff most people can have, but for me, a little extra rice, a little more potatoes, I'm always happy for.
Definitely. I mean, food is the most important part of bodybuilding. I don't know if people know that. The simple as calories in versus calories out, it's the most important part of it. For a person to maintain a certain amount of body percentage in terms of body fat percentage, anybody getting under 15% body fat your food and diet plays an integral part in that. You know,
Mhm.
well, we know you're going to do well. I'm confident you're going to do very well. So I'm not even worried. All right, Rosie. So thank you
Thank you
once
for that vote
again.
of confidence.
Of course, I got you. I'm going to be in your corner, and we're looking forward to see you doing some great things in the future. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, later. All right, that
Bye.
was Rosie right there. Rosie and Warrington, of course, Antigua's first IFBB Pro. People, we're going to take a commercial break and come back. I did want to share a couple of stories with you, and I know the time is already gone, but we're going to share those stories. Stay tuned.
Hey neighbor, what's up?
Hey man, Karen's complaining about the noise. I'm gonna need you to turn down the music a little bit. Oh, Shaq! Is that the new Radio Shack self-powered wireless speaker system? That subwoofer looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that the 4-channel mixer with the built-in SD card reader?
Yeah, it's pretty...
Oh my, Shaq! You got the battery-operated 12-inch PA speaker as well?
Well, Radio Shack is my go-to place for all my DJ and audio gear, with the best prices in town.
Awesome! And is that a Bluetooth... Wait, DJ Kenny, are you having a party? How come we weren't invited?
Visit Radio Shack today for all your audio needs.
That workout was intense. Let's grab some water.
No prob. I'll go get it. Here you go, Jess.
Think you said you were going to get water.
So, what's this?
I need a water that is just as good as that workout.
Okay.
I only drink Oasis water because it's the most trusted brand and the only locally produced water that is internationally certified.
Wait, a big thing's that?
Yeah, it's the only water that tests in their own lab at Dunbar's and sent to Canada for further testing.
So you would tell me Oasis have a Canadian visa and me not have none yet?
All I'm saying, trust the brand. It's so good, it's asked for by name.
So, what am I to do with this water, yeah?
Well, you can go home and throw them in your iron.
Oasis Water, a product of the Antigua Distillery and distributed island-wide by Premier Beverages.
Subway for you. Subway for me. Subway Reckless Street is open for delivery and curbside pickup orders only. So go to the Quick Serve website or download the app for delivery orders. Or call us at 562-5539 or 562-5639 to place your orders for curbside pickup at Subway. We are here for you.
Subway for you. Subway for me. Hey, welcome back to the Mass Breathers Morning Show. I'm just going to end things off with a couple of items here, and then I'm going to get out of here. So take a look at this. So, in some entertainment news here for you, Michael Jordan's Secret Supermarket. You know, a lot of you may be watching the new show on Netflix called The Last Dance, which showcased the journey, the last championship that the Bulls won with Michael Jordan and everything that led up to that and so on and so forth. So, here's a little story here from his days playing back in Chicago. So, Michael Jordan was so insanely famous in Chicago during the Bulls days, he couldn't even shop for groceries without being mobbed. So the guy would pay staffers to keep the store open just for him so he could cruise the aisles alone and in peace. Now, Jordan's former Bulls teammate Brad Sellers explained to The Undefeated, you saw MJ doing laundry in the first few episodes of The Last Dance, and that was him back then, the countryside of him, just living like a regular dude. But he got bigger and bigger in basketball to the point where he couldn't go up. I remember saying to him one day, "Hey M, how do you eat?" He told me he would call Jewel Osco, a supermarket chain in Chicago, about 15 minutes before they closed and let them know he was coming. They would stay open later to let him shop. All right, so that's insane. All right, so MJ got his own version of Supermarket Sweep, and the workers got some extra money. You know, he paid them a little nice tip for keeping the store open, and a chance to see the most famous dude in Chicago at the time. So, sounds like a win-win. Would you want that? If you were able to see probably the most famous person in wherever you're from, or the most famous person in the Caribbean, or somebody that you idolize, and you had to work an extra hour to do so, would you do it? I think I'd do it. I think I'd definitely do it. All right. So, this is another article here I want to share with people, and this is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So there was a shooting in Indianapolis. Cops gunned down a man on the run, and he live streamed the video. I don't know what it is with people live streaming certain things. I've seen so many live streams of people doing some weird things and getting caught by the police or getting beat up. Anyhow, so a man running from the cops was gunned down by police after bailing from a car, and the officer involved shooting was captured on the dude's live stream. The wild scene unfolded Wednesday afternoon in Indianapolis, and the video picks up when the man behind the wheel of a car calling out the street he was on and pleading for someone to come and get him. Now, all this as he was live streaming on his phone. After bailing from the car, he started running on foot. It sounds like someone yelled, "Stop, stop." Then you clearly hear him say, "F no," or "F you," sorry. And then a flurry of gunshots rang out as the man fell to the ground. Now, the phone's camera came to rest, pointed up toward the sky, and continued streaming. I'm going to share a bit of this with you. It's a little bit, watch it at your own risk. So this is what happened. Take a look at this. Again, people, watch it at your own risk. It doesn't show anything graphic per se, but you hear some interesting things in the background of it. So you notice that he ditched the vehicle and now he's running. It seems maybe the phone is in his pocket still or something. He's going to take it out and show himself. And then you're going to hear somebody call out to him. And then everything transpires from there. So here's what's happening here. So there you hear the gunshots. I'm not going to play any more of that, but I don't know why certain people do certain things, as I say, for the gram. It makes no sense to me. Anyhow, we're going to go to another article here, another story, an entertainment story here. Now, Tom Cruise learned how to, it's being told, learn how to use that space toilet. And this is ISS advice from astronauts. Now, this is a story. Tom Cruise is getting valuable outer space tips before he films aboard the International Space Station. So he's going to go to the International Space Station. And famous astronauts say boning up on toilet science is super important. Now, retired astronaut Scott Kelly and Roy Bridges Jr. tells TMZ, Tom's going to go through loads of training before blasting off to the ISS. Now, this might sound like a joke, but they agree the John, or the toilet, will be a key part of his studies. They say it's no space cakewalk when nature calls in zero gravity. So you may know Tom is setting boldly to go where no action stars ever gone before, going into orbit to film a new flick and partnering with NASA as well as Elon Musk SpaceX. All right, one final story, guys. And, we went from an article where we're talking about somebody running from the cops. This story is just ridiculous here. So LeBron James is outraged by Ahmaud Arbery shooting. And he said, we're hunted every day. Now, let me give you the gist of the story. Now, LeBron James is sickened by the shooting death of a 25-year-old man, Ahmaud Arbery, saying African Americans are literally hunted every day, every time we step outside the comfort of our homes. And he is demanding justice. Back in February, Arbery was jogging when he was chased down and killed by a white man named Travis McMichael. A graphic video of the fatal shooting surfaced online, which has prompted a nationwide call for justice as McMichael has not been arrested or charged. LeBron is joining the fight for Ahmaud, speaking out against the horrific shooting on Twitter. We are literally hunted every day, every time we step foot outside the comfort of our homes, James said. Can't even go for a damn jog, man. Like, WTF. Are you kidding me? No, man, for real. Are you kidding me? Now, McMichael has not been arrested because he and his father claim that they were attempting a citizen's arrest, claiming Ahmad fit the description of a suspect in a string of recent break-ins in the area. LeBron, who also previously protested the death of Trayvon Martin, joins a list of athletes including Reggie Bush and Ed Reed, who spoke out after the video surfaced on Tuesday. I'm sorry, Ahmad, rest in paradise, and my prayers and blessings sent to the heavens above to your family, LeBron added. And then there was a hashtag put, stay woke, profiled because we're simply black. I'm going to play the video for you. You can take a watch of it. This is going to be the last thing I play, and I'm going to get out of here. So take a look at this. Now you can see that there's a car pulling up to where these guys are, and you'll see that the guy is jogging, as you can see. You can make out he's jogging there, and then camera pans off. The next thing that we notice is that he is approached by someone. All right? So the guy pulls a gun on him, fires a shot. They're wrestling, and then the guy shoots him again, and then they're still wrestling, and he gets shot again. And that was the final shot. He passes out to the ground. Now, before, you just saw the guy jogging. He was jogging in the background, and he was approaching shot 3 times. It's sad. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of the Mass Breathers Morning Show. Thank you so much for all those who joined me. See you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, for all the folks living in Anguilla, I'm going to be interviewing the man Latest, who is a big soca star in Anguilla. We're going to be talking to him tomorrow. So all my Anguilla peeps, look out for that. But until next time, peace and love. I'm out. This has been the Mass Breathers Morning Show.